My essay on spiritual intelligence, which can be found at the Perspectiva website, aims to show rather than tell about spiritual intelligence, in part in response to modern psychology's doubts about the qualities, the capacities that would make for spiritual intelligence, which are themselves a response to the philosophical uncertainty about the ontological ground that spiritual intelligence would open up to us, which is part of the modern condition. But that is also to say that I feel it's crucially important we try to regain a sense of what this connection, this felt apprehension might give us. And so, hence, going down the route of trying to show something of that. I do so by looking at three broad areas of human concern. That is our sense of the good, our experience of time, and also the well springs from which our collective life does or doesn't draw. Iris Murdoch is a key figure with her sense that the good stands sovereign over us, drawing that which is good from us, calling us almost by its allure, even when that is very hard to articulate either rationally or understand morally. That's why she called her book The Sovereignty of Good, because it has this sense of coming from, as she put it, the fabric of being itself. And it's that kind of sense of reality that she said shows that we can be called spiritual creatures, not just creatures who rationally or emotionally fix these things ourselves. It's always a response, and that is reflected too in the second area of investigation, our experience of time. Because whilst the dominant experience of time in the modern world might be called clock time, chronos time, the tick, tick, tick of the clock that aims to measure and pace the day, spiritual intelligence enables us to have a different experience of time, which in one instance might be called kairos time, the eruptions when a particular moment carries meaning that either draws us, frightens us, overwhelms us, expands us. And of course, also that experience of time which feels like it conveys something eternal. Hence, Plato's famous remark about time being the moving image of eternity. Seems to me that for reasons of meaning, as well as reorientating ourselves to the natural world around us, we need to recover these various experiences in the quality of time, and spiritual intelligence is one way to do that. And then, thirdly, I turn to the well springs of our culture, because a culture that is in this more responsive, dispositional, comprehending mode of the world around us, wanting to relate and participate in its vitality by aligning our life individually and shared to that wider life. That's going to be absolutely fundamental if we're not just to respond in a panic stricken emergency way to the crises that surround us, notably, of course, the climate crisis, although that will be necessary. But for the longer term, to make a new life that is in sustainable, well, actually desirous, loving, knowing relationship with the wider world, with the cosmos itself, which of course is what most humans for most of history have assumed and worked towards in their various societies, civilizations, ways of living in the world. And so I hope that this essay can contribute to awakening a sense of spiritual intelligence in you, in its readers, and so contribute to the wider project of helping us understand how we can open ourselves to this aspect of reality, both individually and collectively.